Am I on? Nick,
You're
Nick,
on.
am I on?
You're
Am I
on.
really?
You're gonna make
Oh,
it.
I'm just kidding, guys. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is W6AEF, and I am the anti-net control for the 2 Meter Crew anti-net. Hope everybody's doing well. Making sure all of my screens are up. You can see everybody's beautiful face here on YouTube. Make sure the volumes are turned down. All right, let's jump in. Grab your favorite beverage. Let's have some fun. Water, beer, wine, whiskey, whatever works. All right. I'd like to thank the following owners and operators for letting us use these gracious repeaters and digital connectors for the anti-net, specifically the W6VVR repeater and the Vaca Valley Radio Club in Vacaville, California, the Contra Costa, California Fusion repeater system. Can't forget our good friends at the Freestar Network, and last but not least, WG5EEK. Appreciate that. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to broadcast worldwide the 2 Meter Crew anti-net. Let's get started. Let me check the timer here. I'm gonna let it drop, Nick. All right, a few housekeeping items. This is your first time with us. This is the anti-net, but we do follow the rules. If there is any priority traffic at this time or any time during the anti-net, please let us know. We'll clear the frequency. I'm going to take a minute now and I'm going to check. Is there any priority traffic at this time? All right, this is W6.
Hold on.
Hey, Aaron, just as a reminder, since I won't be able to be there, if you want to go ahead and disclose the new update about the site.
K7CBL, copy that. Appreciate that update. And we will do that and we'll get it posted out in the comments as well. Appreciate that. All right, looks like we've got folks coming into the chat here. Fantastic. Let me get back to the housekeeping items. The 2 Meter Crew is not an actual club. We're just a bunch of hams, some old, some young, some old who act young, some old and young who act like infants. But we're all learning, having fun, enjoying all things ham related. And that's what we're all about. We're just having a good time. No dues, no fees, no forms, which we all love. For more information, we will be posting a link to our Discord group. And then you can always connect with us at 2metercrew.net. That is the number 2metercrew.net. This is an open net. Everyone is welcome, so please feel free to join on your radio or in the YouTube chat. We are streaming live at the Northwest Ham Shack, which I'll provide some more details here in a minute. I'm gonna let it drop, Nick. All right, W6AEF. The 2 Meter Crew meets every Wednesday night, sharp. Rain, sleet, snow, without a doubt, at 7 p.m. Pacific time on both analog and digital channels. This is all scrolling in YouTube land at the Northwest Ham Shack, but I will walk through these. Analog W6VVR repeater in Vacaville, California, 145.470 with a negative offset 600 kilohertz, PL tone of 127.3. Did you guys get that all written down? That was fast. The Contra Costa repeater system. There is 5, maybe 6. I can't keep up with those guys. Linked repeaters, you can visit them at contracostafusion.network. That is .network for details. And that will also give you what you need to connect with us. Now, worldwide, we've got Echolink WG5EEK-L. I don't know, may have to ask Mike Webb what the -L means, but that's Echolink. All-Star node 51094. DMR talk group 314-9964. And again, for those of you on YouTube, it is conveniently scrolling under the feed. We've got WG5EEK's reflector 24033, Coco Fusion's YSF reflector and Wires X Room 80280. And last but not least, the Freestar All-Star links 2195 and 53375. That is a mouthful. I'm going to take a pause There will be some awkward pauses here this evening to let folks come in when we do some check-ins, so don't be alarmed. Get used to the awkward pause, but it's needed when we have all of these connections, so just keep that in mind. With that, Nick, I'm gonna drop. All right, for those of you in RF land, always glad to have you here. For those of you online through the interwebs, this is being streamed on the YouTube channel, Northwest Ham Shack. Go out to the Northwest Ham Shack, say hello to Nick. He's on control tonight, running all the sounds and connectivity. Give him a thumbs up, give him a like. This is where the Antinet is hosted. It's also fun to go back and look at some of those old episodes and sessions we've done in the past. So Northwest Ham Shack, thanks for hosting all this. And finally, as I'd mentioned before, we're going to be leaving longer pauses for folks to jump in. Don't be alarmed. Awkward pauses are good in this space with all the various connections. So that's super important. Okay, I'm going to switch gears here, take a breather, and tackle a few updates. I mentioned Nick on the soundboard running all the comms. Here in YouTube land, we've got Greg, KN6KIE. We've got Justin, KM6ZTH. And we've got Mike the Geek, WG5EEK. Again, for those of you in RF land, just wanted you to know the coordinators that are attending tonight's Antinet. All right, last but not least, as far as the updates, we love to hear from new hams. Someone who just got their license. We had a few upgrades to general a couple of months ago. So what we want to do is take a minute now. This is a safe space. So please, any new hams that have just gotten their license that may be reluctant to push the talk button, push to talk button, we'd love to hear from you. So I'm going to take a pause. Again, any new hams that maybe have just gotten their tech license, any new upgrades, we'd love to hear from you now. You give it a second, Nick. Let it give me a, yeah.
It seems like the hardest. We're not on. I'm just listening right now. It seems like the.
Requesting radio check.
I think it was NRC. Anybody else catch it? Come back with a partial. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hey, station, this is W6AEF. I didn't catch that. I think you were looking for a radio check. We're having an Antinet tonight, but happy to do a radio check for you if you come back really quick with your call sign.
Yeah, this is Terry and Dixon, KN6, NRC, Kilo November 6, Romeo November Charlie. And this repeater last night was so scratchy, and so I was wondering if it was me or if it was just our repeater.
Hey, Terry, good to hear from you, KN6 NRC. I don't know. I think I'll let one of the coordinators jump in, Mike or Greg, if you know anything about that. Are you talking about the VVR repeater? I assume, Terry. I'll let Mike or Greg comment on that here real quickly.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, this is WG5EK. Yeah, the repeater was so scratchy because of the high winds we were having. They were just super crazy strong, and so we have a little bit of an issue up on the hill whenever that happens. And yeah, so it was just a repeater. Tonight's nice and calm though. So we've got a nice clear signal. So yeah, that's I'm glad you're checking in with us on the Antinet, and I was super disappointed that I didn't get in last night either. So glad to have you on. Back to net control.
That would be anti-net control, Mr. WG5EK. All right, I'm going to let it drop here for a second, Nick, in a minute. However, Terry, you're not, well, you are still new, but appreciate the check-in and checking in about the VVR repeater. Again, any call outs to newly licensed hams or any upgrades, we'd love to hear from you now before we get into tonight's exciting topic. I know you guys can't wait to hear what tonight's topic is, but any new hams? All right, Nick, whenever you're ready to pop it back up. All right, good evening, everybody. This is W6 AEF, your anti-net coordinator tonight. All right, things have been a little crazy, at least for me at home and at work. And I know for most of you out there, is some of our kiddos are winding down school, gearing up for summer. So we're gonna keep things pretty light tonight. I know I said that, I think the last time I coordinated, if it's, we're creating a pattern here. So tonight's topic, the guys, the coordinators, they don't know, I didn't, run this by any of them. So I picked this myself, and they've been chomping at the bit, trying to get me to share with them what the topic is. So the topic for this week's anti-net 2-meter crew version of ham radio basket weaving with various types of wires and coax. Okay. WG5EK is going to be walking us through in very much detail his best techniques. So that's number one, guys, okay, and girls. Number two is we'll have a follow-up session next week at this same time, right, 7 o'clock Pacific time on Wednesday. We'll give all of you a chance to submit your photos on the Discord group for a chance to win. Listen to this, a chance to win. Well, the picture has to be prominently displayed in the shack, otherwise it doesn't count. Right, so think about that, about where you're going to put your coax wire basket. We're going to pick a winner, and this winner is going to get Servando's refurbished FT3D that just came in last week. How does that sound? You guys should be stoked about that.
I think this is fantastic. I'm going to win this. Am I eligible to win?
I'm absolutely stoked for this one.
Yeah. So ham radio basket isn't, that's just craziness. Anyway, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. And since Servando's not here, I had his refurbished poor guy's FT400 is also on the fritz. So I don't want to have that at Servando's expense. I'm going to let the repeater drop here, and then we'll keep going.
I just want to say I was looking up some flat coax that go with the basket weave.
I was absolutely ready to pull out some wire and start going with this. That would have been great. Justin, just put it away. You missed it. It was supposed to be a joke.
Weave. That copper weave stuff for grounding.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Take it away, Aaron.
All right, are we on? No, we're good. All right, W6AEF. We're not doing ham radio basket weaving. Although, the hams that I've met over the course of this past year, I wouldn't put it past them. And I guarantee some of you right now, just like some of the coordinators here, are looking online to see what kind of coax you can find, how flat it can be, where it can fit, how you can bend it, what you can do with it. So yeah, very fun stuff. But what we're going to do is take some check-ins, guys. We're not gonna talk about basket weaving. Although one thing I heard on the radio this week, there are a few hams out there here locally in the San Francisco Bay Area that are riding one wheels and hamming it up with one wheels. Super cool stuff. And I had a conversation with BBQ tonight, Mike. I forget the first part of your call, Mike, but I'm like, there are a lot of smart folks out here. Why don't you guys get your soldering irons out, start messing around with stuff and turbocharge one wheels and ham it up that way. So anyway, lots of fun stuff. But back to check-ins. Some of the best nights we've had is hearing from you, and that's what we want to do. I may put a few coordinators on the spot to check in with them to see what's going on in their world, but we want to hear from you. That's what makes the 2-meter crew and the anti-net so special, is hearing from you. So that's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to let it drop, Nick.
That sounded rough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we understand there may be some noise on the VVR repeater. Hopefully we're coming in fine digitally through Fusion and the All-Star links. If there are any problems, please hit us up on YouTube in the chat. We've got folks monitoring that, so let us know. All right, a few check-in themes to consider. We're always interested in any projects or experiments, updates that you're working on. So it is a free-for-all. Don't feel like we're going to box you into a particular topic. We just love to hear from you, even if it's just your call sign and you have no traffic. We'd love to hear from you. Another topic, something that you've done in your shack, something that you've simplified, in your shack, in your operation, in your workflow to make things a bit better for you in the shack. So something you've simplified. Two more. Summer missions planned. I know there's been a lot of talk on Discord about mountain topping and kayaking and getting out and playing radio. So what do you have planned for this summer? And the last item, but not least, this one is a special topic for WG5 EEK. Keeping it hot. Ooh, you're wondering what that means. It can mean a lot of things. Use your imagination. What's your favorite soldering iron? Okay, we're gonna keep it hot tonight. It's just 4 check-in themes to consider. Any project updates, how you've simplified your workflow or something in your shack, summer missions planned, and how you're gonna play radio, and keeping it hot, your favorite soldering iron. I'm gonna let it drop. All right, Nick, key us up. Find the pedal on the floor. It's there. There it is. All right, for those of you in Radio Land, our gracious host at the Northwest Ham Shack lost control of his foot pedal. You got to be really coordinated to manage the mic, the foot pedal, and all the various connections. So
I can't focus, Nick KN6DAL. I cannot focus with Greg. I can't. He's the biggest he's the biggest distraction on the planet with his backgrounds, and it's hilarious. Every time he comes on, and I honestly I wouldn't have it any other way, right? If every time he comes on with a different background, and it just cracks me up, and I can't stop laughing, and I don't focus on anything else. So that's why we're an anti-net and not a net right there, because I cannot handle it.
Is it too distracting?
No, I love it.
This one was a nice one I found. Paying $6K for ID.
You guys are crazy. So as the anti-net controller, I'm trying not to look at you, and I'm trying not to look at the chat, because if I look at all the stuff that happened, for those of you in RF land, just and go back and watch the YouTube. I mean, the stuff that happens behind the scenes, it just sometimes indescribable. If I looked at what they were doing and the faces they were making, I probably couldn't talk. Anyway, back to the topics. We're about 84 seconds into this one, so I'm going to make a call now. We're going to start doing some check-ins. I'm going to start with folks outside of the United States. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So in a minute, and we're going to leave a long, awkward silence, awkward pause, so don't get alarmed. Anybody outside of the United States, love to hear from you. And again, a reminder, the topics for this evening, free form, whatever you want to do, say hi, call sign, hello, how you've simplified something in your shack, summer missions, projects, experiments, and updates, and then keeping it hot, your favorite soldering iron. All right, Nick, drop. Go ahead. All right. Anyone outside of the United States wants to come check in with the Anti-Net, please come now.
AR6 BBQ. I'm not outside the United States, but I do have the one wheel story.
BBQ.
BBQ, your British accent is failing. I know you're not outside the United States. Always good to hear from you, my friend. This is W6AEF, KR6 BBQ. Take it away on your one wheel story.
Well, hey, I tuned in a minute ago and I heard you mentioning one wheels. I can't what's the vacation, right? Anyways, I took the one wheel out in a Brioni's Yeah, pretty piece of land with a lot of fire trails around. It's just nice for hiking and all that, and rode my one wheel around, got to the top of the hill, and called out on 5-6, and got in contact with a buddy of mine that I also ride one wheels with, which is pretty cool. He was on his lunch break. So, yeah, that was my my ham radio and one wheel mixed hobby type of situation today. It was pretty fun, and I plan on doing it again. Anyway, that's about all I got to say. Back to you guys.
KR6 BBQ W6 AEF. Yeah, we connected earlier today, and you inspired me about. I think it was you and KM6 TAX getting out, doing a little bit of one wheel action on the fire trail. That's really cool stuff. And then yeah, you play a little radio too, activate some simplex, keep it alive. The Green Donkey would appreciate that. You want to go next level, you gotta get your 17 meter gear set up for that. So all good. Thanks for checking in. Okay, anybody out there from outside of the United States? I see some folks here in the chat across the pond. I want to give folks a chance to come in if you're outside of the United States. Come now.
This is Mike Free, Romeo Yankee Lima. I'd like to say a very good morning to you all. Just popping in, I was just tidying up the shack before I go to bed. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning here. So it's a very good morning to you. I'll have a quick round with you and then I'm popping off to bed. The name is Ryland and I'm located at Manchester, about 10 kilometres north of the city of Manchester, a little town called Radcliffe, in between Bolton and Bury. So very good morning to you all from Mike Free, Romeo Yankee Lima, over in Manchester.
Yeah, hey, thanks for checking in. I got Mike 3, Romeo Yankee Lima across the bond. Yes, we oftentimes you guys stay up late, and we appreciate that. Always good to hear from you. But do get some shut eye; it's important. But do appreciate you checking in as always. All right, I'm gonna get back to it. Let's take some more check-ins. We're gonna go analog. Anybody coming in on the W6 VVR repeater in the great city of Vacaville, California? Come now, please. Nobody? Come on.
We need hold music.
Hold music would be good. People they haven't gotten used to the awkward silence yet. I just let it. Was all the connections fine?
Yeah, everything seems to be working okay, except for there was some noise on the background, and I'm not sure what's causing that. I thought it was coming through just Coco Fusion, but that wasn't the case. So who knows?
All right, you can fire it back up. This is W6 AEF, Aaron and Moraga, your Antinet coordinator for this evening. We just did a call for analog, those listening on the W6 VVR. And I want to try one more time because I know folks are out there, unless you're just ignoring us. I'm going to try one more time. The topics for this evening, as a reminder, it is free form, free flow. Any topic is open. Projects, experiments, updates, what you're working on, something you've simplified your shack, summer missions planned, what do you expect to do with your radio over the summer? And then my favorite is keeping it hot. Just leave it at that. What's your favorite soldering iron? All right, analog, W6 VVR repeater. Anybody out there, come now.
Aaron and the group, KN6PXX, Michael from, you know where I live. Okay. Carmichael. That gentleman who's off to bed in Manchester, I wish I could say hello to my brother-in-law who lives here with my sister for many years, came from Manchester. So anyway, good evening, just enjoying the videos. And yeah, I'm seeing the Screaming Cowboy background from Greg. Interesting. I wonder if it's from a particular song or something like that. Anyway, you take care. I'll be enjoying listening. K6 back 673.
K7 CBL, I think I stepped on him there, or vice versa, one of the two.
All right, W6AEF. KN6BXX, Michael from the great town of Carmichael. Always good to hear you, my friend. I do enjoy, we appreciate you coming out on these anti-nets and participating in the Zoom. Enjoy talking to you sometimes throughout the day as you go from place to place in all of your missions. So I hope you're enjoying that new, I think you got the FT70 and your time on Fusion. So you've been getting through, you've been sounding great. I know that's been a long time in the works. So KN6BXX, thanks for always checking in and supporting us here on the Antinet. All right, anybody else out there on analog? W6 VBR repeater, come now, please.
Kilo 7, Charlie Bravo Lima.
Kilo 7, Charlie Bravo Lima. That call sign is questionable. I need to check it through the FBI and FCC database at the present moment. So please pause. I'm going to drop for a second, Nick. Okay, you can fire back up. K7 CBL, you have been cleared for takeoff. Connor, how you doing this evening, buddy? Good to hear from you.
Doing all right, other than about a 650-ish. Or went out here. Zoom open. Not no longer, and worst case, 8-hour video render. 48 hours last.
Are you guys getting any of that?
No. Give him a signal report. 4-6. He asked for it. Give it to him.
K7 CBL, this is W6AEF. Man, you got a lot going on. It sounds like, how do I put this? I think the solar cycle has kicked up on you.
Just you though.
Just you. Okay, so signal report. Let's start there. 2-7 plus static storm. Yeah, and seriously though, we're kind of laughing here, Connor, but yeah, it sounded like you had the window down. So we've been hearing some of the scratchiness and some of the signals coming through RF. So no surprise, but yeah, it was not. We couldn't make out and copy. See if he comes back with anything more static storm.
That's sad. That was about 120 watts out of a omnidirectional on the roof here in San Mateo.
He's coming in digitally now.
So I'm not sure why it wasn't getting me there, but now I'm coming in through DMR. Sad moment. VVR can't hear me at 120 watts with about 5 dB of gain.
We still love you anyways, Connor. Can't say.
KN6KIE's sending the love. He's got Deadpool popping up in and out of the background. We've got some screaming cowboy backgrounds for those of you in RF land. It's kind of Greg's signature background here. But no, Connor, come back to us, man. You're on digital now. We do want to hear what you have to say and some of the stuff you've been working on. You do a lot here for the Antinet. A lot of stuff on Discord, a lot of stuff on the website. So come back to us, man, and tell us what's happening. Want to hear what's going on.
CBL. Yeah, I was just saying that at 6:50 p.m. this evening, my power dumped, so now I'm running off of battery and generator power. I lost a 48-hour elapsed video render. The video's due Friday at 3:30 a.m. local time, so have to restart that and hope to God that it's better. But yeah, 120 watts wasn't making it in the VVR. That's sad. But what have I been up to? Well, hello everybody. The power just came back on. That's fantastic. But anyways, yeah, so just been working on the website. For anybody out there listening, 2metercrew.net is now updated, and we'll be updating it for the next month or so as I'm kind of working on some things for it. And that made my evening a little bit better. At least I didn't miss the whole Antinet, so I will be joining the Zoom shortly. Anyways, I will toss it back to you, Aaron. Thanks for picking up the net tonight, and I will be Antinet tonight, and I will see you in 10 or so minutes. K7 CBL. San Mateo.
All right, Connor, thanks for checking in. This is W6AF4ID. This is the Antinet. We do follow the rules, so it's important to ID. Reminder to everybody. All right, taking some more check-ins. Yeah, it's going to be a free-for-all. DMR, Echolink, Fusion, digital, non-digital. Come on in. We want to hear from you. Again, we got a couple of topics that I put out there, themes to consider, but you don't have to abide by the rules. We actually prefer that. So topic of your choice, projects, experiments, updates, summer plans, missions, SOTAs, POTAs. You know, a shout out to Servando K6 SRV. He's really gotten after it in the HR world. He's activating lots of parks. I hit him up the other day on 20 meters about a week ago. So that was really fun. But shout out to Servando. So anybody doing SOTAs or POTAs, we'd love to hear from you. So with that, open to anybody that wants to check in. Please come now.
Good evening to everybody. This is Dan, Kilo Foxtrot 6, Hotel, and Woodland.
Dan, how are you this afternoon, this evening? KF6, Triple H, the World Wrestling Federation champion of ham radio, Triple H. Now I'm just derailing things here. Dan, good to hear from you, man. What's happening in your world, and what have you been doing? What do you want to share with the Antinet this evening?
I'm just sitting here in front of the 60-inch watching you guys again. I'm talking on 5 watts through the HD, so I'm hitting the VVR evidently. But the only other thing is I guess we're going to have a field day here at UC Davis. I believe that's the site for our group from Woodland. So looking forward to doing that and at least getting out and hanging outside instead of being stuck inside. So hope to see some faces out here. Is that it? Triple H?
Yeah, thanks, Triple H. Dan out in Woodland. I bought my truck out there at Hoblet in Woodland. That's a good zone. So that's my connection to Woodland. So you're on a 60-inch HD television streaming Northwest Ham Shack Antinet. The question is how are we looking on that 60-inch? Complexions are good, all that facial products that Nick's been buying off of Amazon. Is it doing him justice? Come back. Don't need a signal check. We just need a 60-inch television clarity check. Come back one more time, Triple H. How are we looking on 60 inches there on the wall?
Well, Aaron, you're a little bleached out. You look like you need some sun. Mike looks like he's got a good tan going, and everybody else looks okay.
You asked for that.
I did. All right, KF6, Triple H, the ham radio champion of the world, World Wrestling Federation champion. I appreciate that. I did ask for it. Nick just said I asked for it. I'll be sure this weekend. I'm headed to Mount Shasta tomorrow to get a little exercise in. And with that signal report, I mean, TV report, YouTube report, Dan, I won't be wearing my sunscreen. So appreciate that. All right. Let's take a couple more check-ins. As a reminder, we will be posting the Zoom link, the Discord links, and the other ways to connect with us through the website, through the YouTube chat. We will be live on Zoom after the Anti-Net, and we will release all the repeaters back to their normal operations. But we're going to take some more check-ins now. So anybody, all modes, please come now. We'd love to hear from you.
I'll take it. This is Nick, KN60AL. Just wanted to give an update on a hike that I did that I thought was kind of cool. I hiked up, I can't even remember the name of it now that I just keyed up to say it, but so on Friday night, I proposed to Molly, my 9-year-old daughter, that I was going to go on a soda activation or a hike for her, and we were gonna, and it was kind of a long one. It's Blue Mountain is the name of it, out of Sultan, Washington, and not a really invasive hike. It's about I think 1,600 feet or something like that of elevation gain over 3 miles. So pretty moderate increase. But for a 9-year-old, you know, a hike is still a pretty good hike. And I'm proud to say she made it all the way up and all the way back down, 6 miles total round trip. So I thought that was pretty good for her. And to answer about summer plans, that's kind of where I'm at. I want to get out and do more. I have plans of going to summer field day down in Vacaville, and then I'm going to set out on a hike with Servando, and we're going to go see if we can get lost in the woods. And then if we make it back, I'll try to do some more hiking. Also got some stuff planned for later in the summertime. And then you mentioned keeping it hot about soldering irons, and you know, I think I'm due for a soldering iron upgrade. I've had the same iron since before I even got into ham radio, and I don't even know the brand of it. It's that's because there's no brand on it. It's a very inexpensive one, but it is temperature regulated and it works well for what I've done. I've soldered all kinds of components. In fact, I'm looking at possibly building something with it this summer. I've been playing around with the idea of making like a QRP sort of all mode radio. There's a couple kits available online, and so if anybody out there hears that and has any recommendations on maybe something they've built or something that they would recommend based on what they saw a buddy make and say it was easy or fun or interesting, whatever the case may be, that's kind of where I'm going to try to take my summer plans. And then I'm also planning on getting more involved in scuba diving again, because I had broke away from that a little bit when I left California, and I just networked with a club that I'm going to go to their first meeting and see if I can get a little bit more involved in that. I don't know how I'm going to incorporate ham radio into that, but we'll see what happens. Back to you, Aaron. I'll let it drop.
There you go. Good man. Hey, thanks, Nick. KN6DAL. Those are some fun things, man. I can dig all of those things. That's fantastic. And to your daughter for schlepping up that mountain, that's pretty cool. You know, I think my little ones would probably complain, but that's very cool. All right, this is W6AEF, your anti-net coordinator, and we're still taking check-ins. We're about 7:40 in the evening. Remember, after the Anti-Net, we will be opening up the Zoom for folks to come in and say hello. Still taking check-ins, all modes, all locations. Give us an idea of what you're working on, experiments, projects, updates. I really want to know what someone's done to simplify their shack or their operation. I'm really interested in that. I'm a minimalist, but I would be interested in what folks have done. And after this check-in, we're going to go to the coordinators to start thinking about it. Summer missions planned and keeping it hot. Those are the topics, or it's a free flow. All right, checking in. Anybody? All modes, all locations, come now, please. Give it a second, Nick, please.
Yeah,
there's Greg with the changing of backgrounds. Go ahead, Nick. All right, nothing heard. This is W6 AEF. All right, we'll give you guys out in radio land and RF land a chance to think about coming back in. Again, this is a safe place for new hams. We'd love to hear from you. That is part of what we really love about the 2 Meter Crew. Don't be afraid, it is a safe space. And please push that push to talk button and come say hello. All right, WG5 EEK, you've got a lot going on on your plate these days. And I know sometimes it's hard to prioritize kind of what's happening, but let's connect with you and let's get an update from you.
All right, so this is WG5 EK. Yeah, I've got a lot going on here. We're getting ready to move. The movers come next week, so I've been packing everything away, put all my radios for the most part in boxes. Very sad because I won't see them for a few months probably. Taking a few with me, like some HTs, hotspot, my All-Star, of course, got to have that, and just enough to get me by until I can get everything set up. So summer plans, get hopefully everything set up in the new house, you know, like get some lightning arresters, some coax, tower, you know, poles or something, and just get everything back up and running. That's for me kind of a priority. And then like was mentioned a little bit earlier, just get out and meet some local hams there, you know, like go to some club meetings. You know, there's a couple different clubs there, which is kind of cool because it's a bigger area. The 2 counties that are like really close to me, like they're basically one giant county almost, like the cities just kind of like mesh over the border. It's a little over 500,000 people, so that's really nice. There's a lot of opportunity there. And yeah, order some, I don't know if I mentioned this, order some lightning arresters, because moving back to that area, man, it's going to be not like here where I could just throw something up and not worry about it. You know, like nothing here really is grounded, you know. So here, you know, there, I mean, I'm going to have to order a bunch of stuff, you know, and get it all safe. Maybe find a local electrician. I've got one of the family, hey, come out and help me like set this up to where, you know, I'm being safe, my house is safe, my family's safe. And I'm gonna go ahead and let it drop for a second there, Nick. If you don't, it's almost 3 minutes. All right. Once again, this is Mike here, WG5EK. And yeah, I mean, I plan on getting my priority, like number 1 is getting All-Star set up again, because it's going to be down for a couple weeks here real soon. We're going to have a backup. Greg's going to accomplish that for a bit, but he's also moving. So we're still looking to confirm who in the VVR club's going to host an All-Star kind of semi-permanently while both of us are kind of on the move. So that's also in the works. As far as my favorite soldering iron, I like Weller, man. Like honestly, like that's what I've been using for the last 20 years in the Air Force. And you know, there's other ones out there, but I just like the feel of the Weller. I like the way it looks. You know, it's easy to operate. You know, it's got a lot of accessories. So I'm looking forward to having space at my new property to build up a nice shack to where I can have that stuff out permanently. Because now it's like I use it and I put it away. I use it and I put it away. I want to have everything out, and I know where it's at, and I can just turn it on and use it. So that's going to be, you know, fun to set up, you know, and kind of make someplace my own, because I plan on being there for hopefully ever. You know, that's where I want to be. So that's pretty much it, man. Like I've got a lot going on, moving across the country here just real soon. I just retired. Well, not technically retired, but my last day at work was Monday for the United States Air Force. I'm on terminal leave. For those of you that don't know what that means, that's basically paid time off for the next 136 days. So that's amazing. And then I start a new job here with another company on the 21st of June. So I don't even get to use half of that. Like, and I'm like, okay, I got a couple weeks to move and get set up, and then boom, right back to work. You know, which is awesome because I need that income. And I need a steady, you know, life for my family. You know, it's nice and safe and like steady work, which is fun. I'm gonna get a company vehicle, like a Ford Escape. So I got to figure out where to put a radio in that, because I want to do that. You know, probably throw a portable All-Star in there and a little radio, and you know, just drive around. And yeah, that's what I do, man. So yeah, so I've talked enough, almost another 3 minutes. So I'll turn it back over to you, Aaron, and to the Anti-Net coordinator. This is WG5EEK.
WG5 EEK W6 AEF. Well, Mike, first and foremost, man, thank you for your 20 years of service. That's super important, and that goes without saying. So thank you for your service. You got a lot going on, a lot of good stuff. New chapter in life. You know, you and I have connected outside of the Anti-Net. It's been fun seeing some of the stuff that you do with the kiddos. And they grow fast, and we're all super stoked for you. You do a lot for the Anti-Net, a lot of behind the scenes stuff with all the connectivity and keeping Nick's head screwed on straight sometimes, and or helping Nick break things, but all in good fun. But yeah, there will be an exciting move. God bless you, Nick, for those of you in RF land. So it will be an exciting move, but you shared with us on Discord, kind of where you're going to be, and lightning arresters, and you know, all of that stuff that happens in that part of the country. It's I don't know, lightning may be better than earthquakes, but you have a lot more space than you do here today. So if you had to, like, what is the antenna farm going to look like? So you have one more round of 3 minutes, speed round, to give us your best kind of scenario of the antenna system that you're going for in that big piece of land. All right, take it away. Let it drop, Nick, and then let Mike, WG5EEK, take it away.
All right, so once again, WG5EEK here. I need to upgrade to general. You know, that's like another thing on my to-do list. And then I want to do long wire everything for HF, man. I don't want to compromise since I do have that space. You know, I want to put up, like, I don't know if anyone's been to field day and seen Kevin's property where he has long wires this way and long wires that way. You know, that's kind of what I want. And I've actually talked to Kevin whenever he does his move, which is happening, you know, within the next year or two, whenever he decides to do that. I was like, hey man, if I need some help and I don't have it set up, or if I'm having issues, yeah, I'm flying you out here, man, because yeah, he's the man. You know, he's really good with that stuff. He's been doing it for a long time, and he's kind of like been my Elmer for my ham radio career, if you say. Like, he's just been there having my back, and we're bouncing ideas off each other. And getting set up with All-Star, which was like, he's really the one that pushed me into that and kind of like drove my interest in that, even though like he's like not into DMR and YSF, but like, you know, All-Star is like the audio is just great, and then I'm into these other things because, you know, like the more people we could talk to, the better, in my opinion. So we've been, you know, like hashing out what we're gonna do as far as that, because he's gonna be moving to Texas, you know, and that's only like 6-7 hour drive. So, or flying out's like an hour or 10 minutes, you know, it's nothing. So we got some things in the work for that, but yeah, the antenna farm is going to be massive. That's the plan, you know, just wires here, wires there, you know, like, I don't know, try to make them blend in or whatever, but make the wife happy, because that's, you know, happy wife, happy life is also important. But, you know, that's the reason we kind of wanted out of the city, is where we don't have to worry about like what is our neighbors going to say, or, you know, like I don't want that. So no HOAs or any of that sort. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. And like, I'll be active in the Discord, and I'm still gonna be a part of this. You know, I'm not going anywhere, you know, but might be a little bit busier than I am, you know, in the military, you know, starting off, at least getting everything set up with the house and everything. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'll share pictures, and like we'll still be on here. So yeah, that's it, man. Thanks, Aaron. Back to you. It's WG5EK with W6AEF.
All right, this is W6AEF. Yeah, thanks, Mike. It's good spending a little time with you. Didn't mean to put you on the spot, but you know, you're right. You're not going anywhere, and I'll keep you honest here. When you get set up, you get the new job down, and everything's flowing great, I want to see the pictures of the antenna farm. It's got to be better than a 12-meter spider beam stuck to the back of my truck in my front yard that goes up and down, you know, when I can play HF and my neighbors staring at me, looking at me funny in suburbia. So I have aspirations for antenna farm. So that's pretty awesome. And the full strung out everywhere, that's very cool. All right. Couple of things that I heard, couple of themes connecting with folks, whether it be the coordinators or the folks that have checked in, is field day. So next month, we'll be doing more about field day. So think about kind of what you're going to be doing for field day, what gear you're going to take, and all that fun stuff. We may do some more on field day. And then somebody mentioned connecting with local hams. And interestingly enough, Nick, I forget the application where you can look up hams in your area, and it maps it out, and then you can see all these hams around you. I did that the other day, and there's a ham literally you know, one street down that I didn't know that was there. And I walked up and I introduced myself, and I go down the street every single day, and I saw the X510 sticking up, and I saw this kind of incognito thin wire connected to his window when I walked up to introduce myself. And it's just interesting that I had never noticed it before, but that is just a long-winded way of saying, you know, you're probably surrounded by lots of hams and folks out there, and it's always good to meet another ham, especially one that's in your immediate vicinity, for lots of reasons, for friendship and the hobby, but also at least where I live, when we talk about wildfires and those types of emergencies as we think of summer, just having a plan and knowing how to use the radio and the folks around you to help support the communities that you live in. So very, very good. Local hams, make sure that you know who's around you, and just make a kind gesture and say hello. All right, Nick, I'm gonna let it drop here. All right, this is W6AEF, your anti-coordinator on the Anti-Net, streaming on the Northwest Ham Shack. You haven't already, please give us a thumbs up if you've liked the content that we are providing and the entertainment, especially the signal feedback from Triple H on the 60-inch screen. We appreciate that. We will make adjustments on our next YouTube broadcast. All right, I think I'm going to close things out. I might take one more check-in before we move to Zoom, okay? Any modes, any location, all subjects are up for grabs. Stump the coordinators if you want to go that direction too. We can do that. All right, one last time for check-ins. Come now.
I'm gonna make a check-in. I'm gonna make a check-in.
All right, KN6KIE, go for it.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me, Aaron. I just wanted to say, honestly, the Hako FX 888D is my favorite soldering iron. I've been using that one for a while. I even did some research and went and looked at it. But I also wanted to say what I did this weekend, radio, ham related. I actually went out to the Tower 20 with Mike. Last opportunity to go do some radio with Mike, go play some radio, as well as Will, W6SRX. The three of us went up to the hill and played with some HF. I got to play with the new antenna that I got. Really psyched about the Wolf River, screwdriver antenna. Thing is really, really nice. It's actually, I think that in terms of like just something that you could set up and go, the thing is really nice. I'm going to drop here. Kilo November 6 Kilo India Echo for ID. It was actually one of the best experiences I've ever had with HF because I've been a general for a couple months now, and really with some of the stuff going on with my life too, the moving myself and 3 kids. It was great to get out there. The sound floor was beautiful. I was able to hit Indianapolis Raceway on a contest they were doing this weekend. I think they were like I think they do it like 3 or 4 times a year or something. Definitely check it out there in Radio Land if you've not been able to check it out. But it was really a great experience. It was one of my best HF experiences since I've actually gotten this done. So I was really happy to do it. I think at that point, I think I'll let it go back to net control. Thanks, Aaron, for taking care of things tonight. Always a great job. KN6 KIE is clear.
All right, KN6 KIE. Fantastic update. And I did enjoy getting the text while you guys were up there playing radio and some of the views from the tower. That was pretty amazing. So thanks for sharing. We've got some folks that are coming in the Zoom. For those of you on YouTube and on the internet, for those of you in Radio Land, we always appreciate you coming out on Wednesday evenings, 7 o'clock, and supporting us here on the Anti-Net. We'll always have a good time. So at this time, I am going to wrap it up. And in the links in YouTube here, in the chat, we've got the links, how to get on Zoom. Come say hello to us. And I am going to return the repeaters back to their normal use and operation. Somebody have a comment? All right. Got a hot mic somewhere. I'm going to return the repeaters back to their normal use and operation. I do want to thank, again, the W6 VVR and the Vaca Valley Radio Club for always supporting the Anti-Net and letting us use the repeater, as well as the Contra Costa Fusion repeater system, the Freestar Network, and WG5EK and all of his connections. With that, have a good evening, everybody. And the repeaters are now back to normal. This is W6AEF signing off from the Anti-Net. Good evening, and come see us on Zoom. All right.
It's free. It's free. I have to disconnect them now because I forget. So like,
you don't want Tim or Bobby.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Aaron, that day we were out up on the mountaintop, dude, I heard you clear as day with that cat from Texas. I think, Nick, you were on, Bert was on over that day too. I think that the 4 of us were on. I don't know what the hell was going on. I called you hella times and Bert's like, I could hear Aaron calling Greg and I could hear Greg calling Aaron. These guys obviously aren't hearing each other.
That's why HF is so much fun. You know, you'll get you'll have the weirdest scenarios. You'll have one guy with a wire hanging out his window who's, booming into your station, and then another guy with a 60-foot tower that you can't even hear him. It's just the weirdest stuff happens on HF.
It was strange, yeah, man. The guy was like sitting right next to me. I think he was running, can't remember,
he was
1,000 watts or something like that.
Or 10,000 watts.
Something
I could hear him clear as day, dude. I could hear him clear as day. His name was Dan, I remember, because it was quiet out there, dude. That was pretty cool, though.
Hey, Rick. Hey, BXX. Hey, Jim. How you guys doing?
What's happening, everybody?
Yeah, thanks for coming by, guys.
Hey, how's it going? There's cameras on now, and I'm not at the cabin. Sorry, guys.
Aw.
That's all right.
It's look.
I wasn't hanging out with Deadpool earlier either, so it's all good.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. That
looking
was
at the
good.
background, it looks like the cabin's not quite built yet.
It's not.
It's
Actually, it's a
close.
piece of property I bought up in Modoc County.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I
Nice.
just went up there. Last. When did they go up? September of last year, for a couple days, and then spotted the bear on the property. Decided I brought the wrong gun, so I'm not going to stay the night, and went back home, which was a long drive. I live in Antioch, so a bit of a haul, but it was great. I spent the day up there, roamed around, kind of figured out where all the corners were, and
That's
so
super cool. Where is it again?
it's in Modoc County in an area called California Pines. It's way out in the boonies of California Pines, though. It's in the middle of the Modoc National Forest.
Upper right-hand corner, Greg.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say that next.
Quicker
about
than me,
20.
dude. Quicker than me. I got you. What's it
Yeah.
say? Donovan Reservoir up there, that area?
Yeah, I guess I don't know all the places yet. I just first time got up there back in
That
September.
is
So
super cool.
yeah,
It's the Wild West up in Northern California, dude.
it
Way
is.
up
It's
in Oregon. It's super Wild West out there.
oh yeah, it's fantastic. And I was looking, everybody's talking about soda and POTA, activations and stuff like that. So I thought, I wonder if there's any summits up there that are listed on the soda site. And sure enough, there's two. Both of them are about 15 miles. One's 15 miles northwest from my property, and the other one's about 12 miles south. And the one south has never been activated. So I thought, well,
That's
there's
awesome.
something to do maybe this summer or this fall when I get up there.
Yeah.
I just got a new FT8. Well, not new to me. FT857D. So now I've got a mobile HF, basically all bands rig. And I've got an FT2980R that I'm trying to get some antennas up on the house. So I was trying to get on to Echo Lake with you guys, but my stupid microphone, I had the wrong microphone picked in the program. So anyway, I was listening to you guys on that for a
What's
while.
your call, Jim?
But Kilo 6 X-ray Whiskey X-ray, K6XWX.
Okay.
If I change it here, then it will. This is my work Zoom. I work for UC Davis Medical Center, so I'm on conference calls just all the time with them. So I'll just gonna leave my name up there.
Oh, no problem. I was just curious. I don't recognize your call. Is this? I think this is the first time you've been on with us, right?
Yeah.
On Zoom?
I didn't get on any of the any of the nets or any parts of the net. I watched you guys on YouTube a couple times the last couple of weeks. Then this time I thought I would have my antennas up and might be able to get to VVR from here because I'm going to put about a 35-foot pole up with a little J pole on it and try and blast out at the full 100 on my 857. But I didn't get it up in time, so
Yeah.
Hey Jim, what's your call again, Jim? I'm sorry.
Kilo 6 X-ray Whiskey X-ray.
That's a mouthful.
That
It is, and it was a vanity one. I was trying to
Antioch.
shorten it. Yeah, I didn't like the one I got assigned, so I went to change it, and I was like, oh, that's just as bad. So it's great.
Bert,
You know
look-
what's funny about
Bert looks so
Vanity
cool
Call?
right now. Bert, you look
Look at
way too
Bert.
cool to be on here with us.
Dude, his background is his background driving?
Dude,
Yeah.
he's in the
No, because if
Matrix.
it was, he'd be in the Enterprise.
He's filming the
I'm
new
on the
Matrix.
37.
I'd be terrified of you if I drove past you right now.
I could picture like sitting bitch in Bert's car is a big old ass RF radio, dude, that he's like tuning and shit. I'm just messing with you, Bert. Always great to have you, man. Thanks for coming again, dude.
I'm gonna share.
CW Mobile.
I'm gonna share a screen here. Do you guys see? Oops. You guys see that?
Yep.
Stanley Allen.
Yeah. Okay. So this guy. So I made contact with this guy, and I couldn't find the island. I did like a total
That tower.
I did a total creeper search finding out where this island was, because he doesn't describe exactly where it's at, and I'm not going to show where it's at on Zoom. But I went full on stalker trying to find out where this island was because I was so infatuated with it. So he owns a private island in Canada, north of one of the big lakes. It'll describe it in here, but yeah, I'm just gonna scroll through his pictures here. This is the tower is just massive, right? So he literally
Wow.
everything he has to boat in on this island, and everything is battery powered. Maximum he runs 70 watts, maximum power on this.
Wow.
So
Look at that tower, though.
yeah, it's
The
huge.
tower, scroll up, dude. That thing is massive.
Yeah, the
That's
tower.
awesome, though. His own island. Yeah, that's beautiful.
I couldn't. I can read somewhere here. It says how tall it is.
148 feet.
Yeah, total height 148 feet. Right. So
Wow.
I made contact with this guy mobile on my way to work, and it was a 1,600-mile contact, and I'm running 20 watts, and he's just booming in. Right. He sounded really good, and we had a 5 or 8 minute conversation just talking, and then he went off to do his own thing, and I think he just gets on the radio and talks, but he shows like during the winter time everything getting piled up with snow and all the different things that he's done, and when he climbs it. Could you imagine climbing that tower, Aaron?
He's solo climbing that thing, huh? Because he's on his own island by himself.
Yeah, it's just
nutty.
huge.
Wow.
That's so awesome.
He's boating a generator on a canoe into it. Dude, this is the life. This is like what this guy's my idol. I just want to go live on an island with a bunch of ham radio gear.
Hey, hasn't somebody here like been becoming like a professional antenna climber these days anyways?
No, you don't want to do that, man. You gotta. So, Mike, you put up any towers over there? You got to get the right harnesses and stuff. Don't mess around with that.
Yeah,
But I tell you, the antennas that were atop of HRO in Oakland are now gone and put away nice and clean as of last Saturday. So
That is
Wow.
super sweet, dude.
Bobby Lee's crew took care of it.
And they're moving that store to Sacramento, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I understand. Right next to the Zales, dude.
Oh, wow. You can go buy a diamond ring and then pick up a radio while you're at it, right?
It's so funny.
then
I
go back
literally
up.
I moved
Hey, man.
right away from there. That would have been 5 minutes from my house. They
Oh, my gosh.
they saved my marriage. Like they saved so much money out of my pocket. But yeah, I just thought this was kind of a cool share. This guy, he's crazy. Look at this thing.
That's a fun page, though, man. Having that all that. I mean, that's a very cool page with all that detail.
That is pretty rad, man.
So lots of fun.
Hey-
Lots of
Hey,
fun stuff on there.
BXX, you should be exhausted, man. I can't even keep up with you during the day. All those stops, you just hammer through them. You don't eat lunch. You just boom. You man on a mission. Get off mute, Michael.
You're on mute, man.
Talk louder. Sorry.
You get closer to the mic. No, you're on mute. Michael,
There we
you're
go.
on mute.
Hello
There we
there.
go.
There you go, Michael.
There we go.
Anyway, no, I just hustle and hustle, and I eat on the road, and I just keep going. When I get the job done, go home.
I hear you, man. I hear you. You work, man. You work hard. I know it's nice to connect with you out today. I do appreciate how you check in. It's always it's a nice break sometimes for me between conference calls. BXX is out there. Just a quick hello, on to the next mission and load. So all good, man. Good to see you out here.
Yeah, I appreciate it very much. And like I said, I'm not into all the equipment and all the stuff like Nick and the rest of the guys do, but I admire what you guys do. And you're a great host there, Aaron, today. As always, Nick, you got the controls. And Mike, looking forward to see you on Friday. I'm going to bring my wife along. And Benton sounds like a good place to eat.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't know if you've been there or not. They have ice cream and lots of good food there. It's nice.
Is it right, Nick? Is it right at the Nut Tree area?
Yeah, it's like real close to the carousel.
Oh, easy to find.
Hey guys. So for the folks that are listening and that are local to the I don't know what area is that in, Michael? Do you want to just tell us what's going on over there?
Oh, like me?
No, my BXX. What's
well,
happening over there? Yeah.
Well, as far as what we're doing for Mike Webb could talk about. And again, congratulations on your new chapter. Thanks for your service to our country. God's blessings. I would dare say, but appreciate what you do, and I wish you on the next chapter. A little quick note to many folks like you, Mike, are not alone when you spend many years in one branch of the service and make a new career in civilian life. There's a gentleman named Greg Buxa who was part of our church years ago, and he retired some years back from U.S. Coast Guard, Sacramento Air Station McClellan, and Alameda Island. Now he's working for insurance with his growing almost young adult kids in Wisconsin. So many folks like him and you are always have a new chapter in your life after dedicated service. So thanks again.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. Yeah. So if you're local, we're having a little going away like lunch at Fenton's in the Nut Tree in Vacaville. If you guys are interested, 11 o'clock. So come out and say hi or say hello, goodbye, whatever, just keep it easy and casual, nothing big.
Yeah, I knew you guys were doing that, but I saw Michael. I thought not to dismiss your Mike's punting going away to his big, massive property in Arkansas. Isn't something happening in Carmichael too? You guys having a local swap meet or something like that? Did I hear that on the radio?
Yes. Yeah, basically, again, it's going to be at the Elks Lodge on Cypress Avenue near Manzanita and Carmichael area. And it's at the Elks Lodge again at ARRL Sac Valley Section Task Force on your Facebook page. And Dr. Carol Malazzo, who's KP4MD section, Valley section director, whatever else she's been putting on Facebook as well. So it's a legit event, and I'm looking forward to it. 7 a.m. So I'll get there bright early Sunday morning and hopefully find some deals and see. Bring a wide.
I've never been to one of those swap meet things. I mean, is it like a free for all and like it's like Christmas time in Walmart, or is this are people civil, or is there a line?
Yeah, it's civil.
How does that work?
Over a year and a half ago, I went to a couple of them up in Lincoln. About a year and a half ago was where I got my ICOM and my power supply as my base radio, and met Wendell up there and Mitch up there, W1Q. Hopefully he's doing all right. And met up with, I think Nick was there. Nick, you were up there at Lincoln, right? Lincoln Ham Swap.
Oh, he's tending. He's tending to the kids.
Family's important, but basically, hey, hi Molly, future YL.
She can't hear you yet. I'm turning on sound.
That's okay. Hey Nick, you went to the Lincoln Ham Fest a couple years ago, didn't you? I met you there, right?
Yeah, I did go to the Lincoln Ham Fest. I'm a little bummed about Lincoln Ham Fest, or about Ham Fest in general right now, because they canceled all of them up here in our area, and there was a couple that were close that I really wanted to go to, but I'm thinking, I don't know that I'm gonna make. There's a couple of them in Spokane. I'm not gonna make the first one. I really wanted to go, but it's the week right before I'm taking a week of vacation for field day. But they to the mountains, but they pretty much shut down all of them on the west side. So I just got to kind of wait it out. But
well, I tell you what, Nick, I was going to ask, how would you describe a ham fest to Aaron? It'll be his first radio, I think, if he makes the Carmichael. How would you describe a ham fest?
Need to carry a knife? Do I need to carry a knife?
To who?
No.
How would I describe it to
Always. Who? Just to check the coax, like cut.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Might just strip the coax back a little bit. So yeah, definitely bring a knife.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Michael, I know I stepped away there for a second, but you're going to be at Mike. You're going to be at that Ham Fest out in your area, right?
Yeah, it's Carmichael. It'll be May 30th.
Carmichael, yeah.
It's 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'll be there right when they open up and enjoy the rest.
I was really psyched to hear about it, but it's the same weekend as my wife's birthday. And there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to pull that one off, dude.
Well,
so
won't be long.
My wife's birthday's on the 29th, so I got to go do the weekend with her. But that's the same weekend, right?
Yeah, May 30th, Sunday. But the good news is it's a good sign. It's a sign of the time to open things up. Time to breathe some fresh air, enjoy some ham and good fellowship. But I think, how would you describe a ham fest there, Nick? Or I could describe it for Aaron.
Who? For Aaron?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you never been to a ham fest, Aaron?
No, I've never been to a ham fest, and it's like
it's like a swap.
You got to prepare for battle. Like
bring money and and something to write down call signs with, because you're gonna meet a ton of people, and that's kind of the most fun. But there's it's people just kind of clearing out stuff in their shack they don't want. And I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. Like I'm just, I love collecting other people's garbage, and I'll gladly pay to do it. So,
but yeah, well, thanks for that.
It's like
you never know what you might find.
Let me
Yeah.
comment on this too. And we have a yearly one in Spokane that involves about 5 clubs. It's a great big thing. But when you go to it year after year after year, it's funny because you actually see the same piece of equipment kind of move from table to table. Like this person bought it, now they're selling it. So
That's
there's a
cool. You
lot
know
of
what?
just
As long as
flow.
everybody gets to use it, that's awesome.
Wouldn't
That is
surprise me.
funny. Hey guys, listen, I have to run. I've got to get out in the morning to head to Shasta. I got to get kid number 2 to bed. Bert, enjoy hacking into the Matrix. Put those glasses back on. Undercover Matrix hacking over there. It's good to see all of you. Have a great weekend and catch you next time.
See you
Thank
later.
you,
Aaron.
Aaron. Thanks for hosting, man.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
See you, Mr. AEF. Good to see you, buddy.
How big does that basket have to be?
You did it.
That's awesome.
It's just got to be resonant, dude. It's just got to be resonant, man.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold that back up. Let me get to speaker view here. Hold that back up. You're my new hero. You're my new hero. What did you use? Did you use is that
I used
grounding
that-
strap?
Yeah, somebody said that. I went,
Yeah.
I got some of that.
Oh my goodness. So
Oh,
Looks like a wasp's nest. Dude.
I don't even know where to
That's fair.
begin.
I didn't either. I just started.
dude, you got to put that in the Discord or something, man. That's like awesome. DIY, you know, like it's
Justin,
like
you got to plug that into a radio into it and see if you can transmit, dude.
We'll just
At
use
least
we'll
put a
use
tuner on
Servando's
it,
3DR, right? We'll just plug it right in there, key up.
Yeah, one of these, dude. We'll use one of these to just tune it in just a little bit, dude.
Will you
Like
be
a
my
midnight
Elmer?
or something.
Will you please be my Elmer? Can you imagine the stories we're gonna tell when we can barely move? We're just gonna, back in the day, man.
Is that next week?
I knew this guy Justin. He could weave a basket out of coax, man. This guy was crazy.
Hey, so Nick, how long are you going to be in town during field day, dude?
I'll be
We
so
definitely-
I'm coming in. I'm gonna leave probably middle of the night Thursday night, early morning Friday morning, and so I should be there midday Friday through Sunday, and then I think me and Servando are gonna head out on like Monday or something. But we got to get something solidified there. But we definitely want to go at least hike 1 or 2 peaks and make some contacts and stuff. So it should be fun.
Well, dude, you got to go hit Tower 22 when you're here, man. You have to go check that place out.
Oh, up in
It's not a hike. Yeah, it's not a hike. You drive
Yeah.
straight up to the spot, but you should definitely make some contacts up there. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It is super nice. Yeah. It's coming along too. I mean, albeit people keep trying to break into that thing, dude. It's getting rather tiresome to see. I think it's just been out there for a while here in Vacaville, and people thought it had been abandoned for a while. But
Why don't you just hook up 50,000 volts to the door handle? You'll
that's
cover
what
it.
I'm saying, man. Like treat it like Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so many locks have been broke. I figured, you know what, if you just light it up like a candle with some motion sensors that turn on from, 11 p.m. to 2:30, 4 in the morning. I mean, you could see it from ETB's house, man. Callan's house. He's got like line of sight. I think there's a couple guys who have line of sight of that thing.
I can see it from my house.
But ETB's house is really like line of sight. I'm like, it's perfect, man. Just put on an alarm. You don't really want to hurt anybody, but you definitely want to scare them off, dude. If you light it up, half of Vacaville could see that place.
Get a couple of little red lasers with on a sensor, and so to just randomly, lasers will come on as they move around the area.
Can
Get a little bit of crap out of them.
Can a couple
Last
people
time we
camp
went up
out on
there-
the roof with like paintball guns or something?
Well, no, I mean, people go up there and spend a lot of time, dude. Like we've seen people stack crap up climb to the second story. Absolutely, the new doors that some of these guys put on, you could see somebody's been sitting there for a long time with the crowbar trying to get in. It's just bolted really well. The one door, the double doors in the back are bolted well, but somebody brought like a bolt cutters this time, dude. They came prepared, dude. Like
Is there
they're breaking
anything?
in to
Is
steal
there
some
anything
jewels.
inside right now?
No.
There's nothing to speak of
There-
right now.
There's some empty server racks. I think that there's a bottle of whiskey up there. I think Justin, actually, ZTH, brought a nice bottle of whiskey and we left it there. And it lasted for like 2 weeks before somebody ganked it. But somebody did break in more than once and they left our whiskey. But eventually somebody took it, dude. it's rather stupid. Like how Patty said, there's nothing in there. There's nothing
Yeah.
to get at.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not like you're gonna go in
a
there.
couple audible alarms and like a signal alarm that'll notify. I mean, you could alarm it. I don't know that the police would necessarily dispatch to it.
No, they're not gonna do anything.
But you never
Put
know.
one of those piezo speakers, where like kids under the age of 18 or something. I can't even hear it, but those things like drive the little kids like a dog whistle.
Yeah.
Do it out in front of like the 7-Eleven. They just blast these things and people don't want to hang out.
But yeah.
And it just annoys the crap out of them.
But
gotta
make
be a little
something that makes a lot of noise, a bunch of lights, like 4 or 5 floodlights that'll operate if it gets over. I
Very
mean, you
hungry
could
dog.
Yeah.
Very hungry
See,
dog.
I like Mike's approach. I mean, you get one person that just kind of rots away up there, and people are gonna stop coming. So.
Yeah, just a dead body on the door, on the handle.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
guys,
that
I'm
would-
gonna cut loose here, guys. I'm gonna go off the bed here. Michael, we'll see you on Friday. And Nick, great Hab Shack you got, and we're grateful to have it part. And wish you guys catch you guys soon. 7-3.
Thanks,
All right, take
Michael.
care.
Have a good night,
Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
Have a
Hey,
good night.
I'll
See you Friday, Mike.
I'll share that link for everybody. Aaron had brought it up, and then Justin actually posted it in our chat and Zoom, and then Mike shared it in the link on YouTube. And I'll pull this up and just if I can get it to pull up. There we go.
You didn't notice, but I shared it right before Mike.
Oh, did you?
Ooh, nice.
Everybody's getting credit
I
tonight.
beat him. Yeah.
Rick, the hard part is a lot of folks' links don't show up in YouTube. They have weird rules about links in the thing.
Yeah.
Only moderators.
Sometimes I
Only
couldn't
chat
even find it.
moderators.
Oh, that must be what it is. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
All right, so if you go to this link, which has been posted in the YouTube chat, haminfo.tetrans.com/map, you can go right down here and you can say, I'm going to punch in my zip code. And you can punch in, my zip code is 98208 for anybody that cares. And then
That's
you
my
hit,
zip
Knock on
code
your
too.
front door.
you hit show map. And so you can take this and you
Okay.
can,
Thick with nerds at your place, dude. Look at that.
yeah,
Wow.
so
Wow,
if
that's
you look,
awesome, dude.
it'll expand to include other call signs, but this just shows a list of registered call signs and their addresses, and we'll see if we can find me. I'm right
And
there.
you know what's cool is that you're different there because everybody's this KG, KB, whatever. You're like KN6, dude. They're like, ooh,
Yeah. Oh yeah. My
you're
call sign up in
Californian or something.
my call
dude.
up in this area stands out like a crowd, and people come back because they're like, "What? I don't know if I got that right." So,
KN6.
yeah. Which honestly, I thought about it. I keep going back and forth in my head. Like, do I even want to? I haven't even gotten to the point that I've looked for a vanity call. Like, I just don't. I
Don't.
guess care enough yet.
Don't do
And-
it, dude. I love you, man. You're extra amateur extra, dude, and you're still rocking your tech shit, dude.
Mhm.
You're the man, dude.
Not
You're
only
bigger
that,
than
but if
you're
you-
bigger than a vanity sign, dude. I mean, if you want one, I totally get it, but still, I respect that shit, dude.
All right. What were you gonna say, Connor?
I was just say, don't change your call sign because people change their call signs. Like, a good not calling Jason out, but a good example is Jason. His hat still says his original call sign. Was it KN6 or KM6FAK?
Yeah.
And he's and now he's custom done it with electrical tape over the letter that he got rid of. So when you go make things, QSL cards, business cards, whatever, and then and like even Velcro name tapes and stuff like that for like the back of your hat or whatever.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I do. Then you change your call sign. Most people aren't gonna recognize your call sign because if someone hears KN6DAL and they know about Northwest Ham Shack, they're gonna be like, "Hey, that's Nick," Then you change back and you go to something different, and they're like,
Yeah, and we've become so popular. I mean, I get that every single day. I can't
yeah.
walk out of the house. The
Random
paparazzi
people.
has been knocking
Yeah.
on the front door during the
tens
entire
of
anti-net.
viewers.
It's been
The
insane.
tens of years, yeah. It's just tough, man. No, I know people that change their call signs as often as they take a shower. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
like, they call for you and you're like, who Who are you? Oh.
And I totally respect the fact that like there's some people that have call signs that are a symbol to their family or a symbol to something that's important to them, and I respect the heck out of that. Do it, do what makes you happy. But if you're just changing it to change it all the time, and you're hot, because doesn't it kill that call sign for a certain period of time to where other people can't use it? It kind of takes it away from other people that might be able to use that call, and that's a little disconcerting. But either way, as long as you get a call to get out on the air, that's really what's important.
You gotta change though. You do need to get. You're an extra. You gotta get a 2x1. That'll make your CW days so much easier.
And that's one of the advantages that I thought of.
That does make that makes a ton of sense. But I honestly respect the fact that you keep KN60AL.
My call's not hard to key though.
It's just like it's not a whole lot of hubris behind it. You're still rocking this thing. People can always look you up, whether you've got a 2x2 or a 3x3 or whatever, and they look you up and they go, "Oh my God, KN60AL, that dude's amateur extra." I think that's pretty cool, quite honestly.
CW Mobile, Nick, you got to get into it. CW Mobile.
I'm set up for it.
Mobile.
I can do it right now. Like I've got a key in my truck. I am diligently learning CW. So
you put it on your shifter, right? You put it on your shifter. There you go. Then when you have your shifter, it's just
That's so awesome. Connor, I thought you were going to be a cop and you're recommending CW in the car, dude. Only if it's a 6-speed though, dude. You got to be not that automatic.
While you're shifting, you gotta be able to shift your gears.
Hams, like instead of having the high flash beams, like they just changed that out for their keys.
There you go.
On the floor, dude. You're probably too young to know what that is, Nick.
I know exactly. I've driven so many trucks with those.
Oh, you mean that the high beams light? The high beams light?
Yep.
The high beams light next to the electrical. Yeah.
Set up to a big tier. No. What you gotta do is you gotta take your light and you gotta have a CW reader that takes light and then change it to CW, and then have that pump into your radio. So you just flash your high beams at people, and then if they get mad, be like, I'm doing CW, I'm talking to China, Like,
I honestly think it's kind of funny that, because operating a radio is completely legal. I don't think that there's any state that it's not legal to operate a radio.
Distracted driving.
California's iffy, yeah.
So...
You need just like channel buttons, dude, rather than like, hey, meet me over at 14275, man. It's gonna be fun.
Trying to find his truck. Oh yeah, come on.
Oh boy.
He's like those guys you see on the meme.
Almost looks like me. Almost looks like my car.
Yeah.
Well, give him some credit there. He's probably the only car on the island, man.
Good point.
Yeah.
Now you gotta look like me. You gotta have the low band, the VHF, the UHF, the FPP radio, 7-800 in the vehicle. You gotta have it. You gotta have all the RFs.
All the different RFs have to be represented.
All the different RFs. You know what? I could just stick with one dual band mobile, but no, I'm gonna make it complicated. I'm gonna have a UHF. I actually have 2 UHFs in there, so both bands.
I'd like to hear from Jim. Jim is our showed up on the Zoom tonight. I know that you've got that place out there, but I'd like to hear a little more about you because I like Nick said earlier, I don't recognize you, but it's always awesome to have a new guy. So why don't you tell us about like your experience? Are you general? You amateur extra too?
No, I'm a general. Got my original license in 2010, and didn't do very much. Just did handy talkie stuff, roaming around the area. I'm a member of the Mount Diablo Amateur Radio Club, and I got line of sight up to the top of the mountain, so it's pretty easy with a handheld as long as I get outside. If in the house, there's just too much freaking noise. And
do you hear AEF over there? Or Net Control tonight? He's over on MDark, I think, too. Right, guys?
No, it doesn't come through there, but he's on the Coco Fusion thing. I don't do Fusion. Yeah. I don't do wires. I don't know all that stuff yet. I'm a radio guy. I was an
just
avionics
purely RF, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty much an RF guy. I was an avionics technician in the Navy from 84 to 92.
Nice.
And I worked on weapon systems on P3s down at Moffett Field, and I was born in Mountain View and I got stationed in Mountain View. You know, I thought it was a bad joke.
Hey, dude, I raced bikes over there at Moffett Field over by the wind tunnel, by NASA's wind tunnel back in the 80s, dude.
Oh shoot, yeah.
I used to hang out down
there. I grew up in Los Altos Hills, and we used to watch the air show up on the top of my house. We just get up on the roof and watch it from there because why go down there to the freaking crowd and everything? But yeah, it was a bad joke.
Los Altos.
Yeah,
Jim here does well.
Yeah, Los Altos Hills golf club area is
really, yeah. Oh, isn't that that 9-hole up there, Emerald Hills or something like that?
No. It's Los Altos Golf and Country Club. It's a private club. It's 18 holes.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah, it's up.
There's all kinds of cuddies up there.
Yeah, Loyola Corners is the area. Foothill Expressway, and it goes up, and yeah. So anyway, I lived up there with all the snotty people. We were the poor white trash up there. My dad was just a lowly executive at a brokerage firm, and everybody else was doctors and lawyers and CEOs. And the guy that started Roto-Rooter was the father of one of my best friends. You know,
Marcus. What's up, kiddo?
What's up, buddy?
Sorry, I gotta say hi to Marcus. What's up, kid? I got some chocolate for you, little boy.
Thank you.
I have to come back from being back.
Mountain View and tennis stories. So I grew up in Walnut Creek and had a view from the house. I'm now up here in Spokane, Washington. But when I graduated from UC Davis, I went to I lived on California Street in Mountain View.
Hang out a minute.
And from my apartment, strung a sky blue enamel long wire antenna to the street light and then across California Avenue. So this was up above all where trucks could ever hit it or anything. And it worked for a good year before my apartment manager called the city to come and inspect this thing that he didn't know what it was. And I had this city planner show up at my apartment and he said, "Are you a ham radio operator?" And I said, "Well, yes, I am, but who are you?" And he says, "Well, is that an antenna coming out of your window?" And I said, "Oh, yeah." And he says, "Well, you got to take it down." And I said, "Okay." As soon as, I knew it. But anyway, it went from my window to a street light and across this 5-lane road up above the street light. It worked really well. I had a tuner on it. And
You should have claimed religious reasons, man. It's my religion.
Exactly.
I'm a Jedi. I got to tell you. And
Talk to the moon.
Part of my religious experience, I need to freely practice. I'm just
every
kidding,
night
man.
get on the air. It's part of my religion. I do it before bed, when I wake up, during my sleep. I talk on the radio while I sleep. It's all there. I mean, I told that story about sleep on the radio, I think, at some point.
Hey, Marcus. Marcus. Can you hear me? Hey, are you excited? Are you excited to move?
Yeah, to Arkansas.
I know, it's gonna be so fun, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, make sure on your way there you keep your radio on. Okay? You can talk to us.
Yellow.
He's got a yellow radio.
I know, I've seen it. It's the coolest radio ever.
He's super excited about going.
I can't wait to see pictures that your dad posts.
He's got a yellow one too.
He's got one too.
Mine.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I can't wait to see pictures of you at your new place. It's gonna be exciting.
Ooh, look. He's got a yellow radio too.
Hey, I'll show you something really cool, Marcus.
He got another one.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that.
Hey, look at that
yellow one.
This radio
All the
right
cool
here.
People have yellow radios, dude.
I have a
You're
daughter.
with good company, kiddo.
I have a
Craig,
daughter
give it the
who's
program.
5, and she
Look
has.
here.
This is her yellow radio.
I'll go get your yellow radio. Here,
Yeah,
stay right
show
here.
us your radio.
Stay right there. Can you stand up?
I think Connor should give away that yellowish green color one.
This
Yeah,
one?
just go ahead and hand that right on over to Marcus.
Do you see the
I
antenna
know which one
link?
it is.
All right, guys.
Yeah, 'cause this
it's
is
not
open.
Bert. It's not Bert. Bert's a robot.
Oh, we got two birds.
It's
again.
Bert's doppelganger.
Oh boy.
It's Bert V2.
Let's see it, Marcus.
There you go. I see it, kiddo.
That's
Is it
so
a UV3R?
cool, man.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice little man.
Yeah, he likes to wear it. It's got a nice long lanyard, so he can wear it.
That's the only way Superman rocks that, though. If you've seen the movie, he's always got a radio too. It might be underneath his shirt or something.
Justin, was that you saying give this one away? You know what's funny?
It's all wow.
Oh. It works.
Hey, is
This
he,
was
is
my
he on
EDC.
BVR? Is he on the BVR, dude?
No.
Just no.
You should
Bert-
put him there.
Bert's kids are dancing in the background.
Oh, look. Wave to them.
The old Superman used a telephone booth. Modern ones use radios.
There you go.
It's a little harder to change your clothes inside those tiny little Balfags these days, though. Superman could do it.
Knock someone out with one of these things. Just thinking about it. Because this is the big old, what is it, 4,800 milliamp hour nickel metal hydride. Haven't held it in a long time. This
Hey,
thing is
Justin.
like a
Justin, we got to hook up to. I'm going to come to your house this week or next week. Just let me know when. I'm coming to Benicia, dude.
Sounds good. I got a brewery.
Seriously. I'll
found
text
another
you.
yellow
I'll text
radio.
you.
Another yellow radio.
Yeah, there you go. Those little FRS radios, right? Those things are.
Yeah,
those
I
things
got
are
rid of a. I got rid of
perfect
a
for
bunch of
getting
them.
in.
I used to find those Motorola talkabouts all the time at scout camps. People would drop them, or the belt clip would come flying off. And we put them in the lost and found, and no one would get them. And basically, what happens at lost and found is it just gets dumped at the end of the event into a garbage can, because it's most of the time like jackets and stuff like that. And most of the time, because it's scouts, they're all stained and tattered up, so you can't really like go donate them to Goodwill or whatever. But biggest thing is actually we would come out there 2-3 different little like not cheap but like Motorola talkabout radios, to the point where I think I had 10 of them. I gave some of them away to family and friends for emergency radios to keep on the charger at home, but the rest of them actually went directly back to the council and still are in service as one
I
of
love
their
that stuff.
deployable radio boxes.
Pay it forward kind of stuff, man. I'm
Yeah,
about it.
exactly.
I've gotten a bunch of like radios for free from folks in the hobby, and most definitely, like, I always try to entice somebody with an HT. I know that's how I got in. So
Hey, I'm gonna kill the live stream. We'll keep going here on Zoom for a little bit. For those of you on YouTube, thanks for watching. And if you want to join the Zoom chat, the time is now. Come on in and say hi. So 7-3 to everybody, and we will see everyone next week.